Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and this is not David. So I just got off the phone with David, the real David. He's taking a trip. He's actually on the East Coast right now in Virginia. So I'll be on my own for the next couple of days while he sort of takes care of business over there. Kind of the highlight story that's going to be dominating the news tomorrow, maybe, is tomorrow is when the Department of Justice is supposed to release the Epstein files. Trump had signed, I don't know if it was an executive order, but he basically directed the Department of Justice to release the files. They had 30 days to comply, and tomorrow is day 30. Gary the Analyst. What does Gary the Analyst think? Gary the Analyst thinks that they are going to release files. They will not release all the files. They will claim that they've got a federal investigation going because they're investigating Bill Clinton and his former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers and LinkedIn founder and Democratic donor Reid Hoffman. Since all these guys are clear, and none of them have ever been accused of any wrongdoing by an Epstein survivor. But since Trump is on his revenge tour and these folks are in the crosshairs apparently, they may use them as an excuse to not release all the files, or at least not release the stuff that they really don't want out there in the open for everyone to see. So I think they will release files. I think that these files will be incomplete. I think they will be heavily redacted, and I think that people will be dissatisfied with how this plays out. That's my gut feeling. Doesn't mean I'm right. That's just my expectation going in. Do I think that they will release all the files unredacted and let everyone see all the evidence and make their own conclusions? I seriously doubt it. Do I think that they won't release anything in defiance of Trump's order? No, I don't think so either. Like I said, I think they're going to release it. It'll be heavily redacted and heavily incomplete. That's my prediction as an analyst. Well, now we will ask the tarot deck what they think is going to happen for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so the Epstein files are supposed to be released by Department of Justice tomorrow. Will Pam Bondi provide high levels of disclosure and transparency with these files? So this will be a little four-carder, yes or no. What do we need to? What is the transparent? Maybe I'll do a full one. What does the transparency and full disclosure look like with these files? Entertainment purposes only. What does the transparency look like and the full disclosure with these files? How are we feeling about the transparency and the full disclosure? Okay, Nine of Swords, a nightmare scenario. This is probably how Trump and the executive branch are feeling about this whole thing. That this is just a nightmare that won't go away. The challenge is the Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot of evidence out there, and how much do you really want to release? Okay, it's also reaping what you sow. Because, Trump was spinning in that circle for sure. Energy underneath it, hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. They got the smug merchant. They really want this to go away. And I think that they're hoping that this release of information will satisfy the public. That's their hope. That's their wish and their dream. In the past, you've got the Tower. So the Tower's breaking down institutions. So in the past, they're basically... what institution are they trying to break down? Honestly, if I want to be literal, the Department of Justice is being broken down on this. They're holding the evidence. Bondi saying, "Oh, I've got the client list on my desk," and people called him out on it. And it was kind of it's bringing down the credibility of the Department of Justice, which, let's face it, if you're watching this channel, you already have a very strong opinion of the credibility of the Department of Justice, right? But that's the situation. Trump made it a campaign promise that he was going to release it. He's got control of the files in the Department of Justice, and in the past he just wasn't going to do it. But it's like a house on fire. MAGA really wants this, and they don't care. They want to take down the people that were involved in this Epstein ordeal. Current energy is the hermit, trying to find that safe path forward. Shining a light on it, but only a limited light. This is a lantern. This isn't a spotlight. So to me, it's like they're going to be very, very selective on what they're going to release. Overarching energy is the Five of Wands. It's like I said, it's what MAGA wants. They want to know who was involved, who was out there doing this stuff. So the energy underneath is they're hoping that what they release, they're going to release as little as possible, not shine a light on the stuff that really is bad, and they're hoping that that ends the fighting. Lesson to be learned. Oops, Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles taking care of the information, taking care of the people, taking care of the things of value, being very careful and caring. So, lesson to be learned is, yeah, they don't want to release a lot because they want to be very careful about who they're exposing. Outcome is temperance. So temperance is about balance. It's about detoxification. So from this, I feel like, yeah, they are going to release information. It's going to, they're hoping that it is going to calm things down. And it's going to create a bit of a balance. That's their goal. That's what they want to happen. How are we feeling after the information gets released is a completely different story. That's their strategy. Okay. So how are we feeling after the files are released and we've had time to digest what's been released? Because the Democrats have been releasing stuff because the Epstein estate's been providing information, and the Democrats on the Oversight Committee are releasing the stuff. And there's been some real disturbing photos that have been released. I mean, I saw some of that stuff. I was just like, ugh. My eyes didn't need to see some of that stuff. So how are we feeling after this? After the Department of Justice releases its files and its information, how are we feeling? Okay, Four of Cups. Yeah. It's like nothing we haven't seen before. Where's the stuff that you're holding back? That's what we want, is the stuff you're holding back. Challenge, the cross is the Empress, because there are a lot of survivors out there that they've carried a heavy burden, and you need to look out for their best interests. This is in the best interest of everyone in the United States, that those people that were behaving poorly get called out. And we need all of that information to call them out to take care of these survivors. The energy underneath it, the world. We want this to come to an end. We don't want this to happen anymore. We want this cycle of toxic masculinity to come to an end. I just don't get it. Why these guys that have that lust for power, I guess I do get it. If you got this lust for power and you want to rule, I guess I understand why they want a young person, because it's not a balanced relationship. It's I'm in charge and you do what I say. It's kind of almost like master servant. It's really kind of disgusting. And it's certainly not any relationship I would ever want. But these guys that really lust for power, they just take it throughout all the facets of their life. So how are we feeling after the information is released? In the past, it's the Page of Cups. Just all of the crazy stuff going on, all of the crazy messaging that we've had to endure, the crazy reasons why it can't be released. And, oh, I've got all the information, but it's right here on my desk, but for some reason I can't release it, right? It's just, we're tired of the crazy. Tired of the crazy creative excuses. Current energy is death. Is it a literal death? Maybe. It's so we've got two end of cycles. You know, we've got, and they're both major arcana. This is the end of this cycle. The death is the energy on this is we want this to come to an end. Does it mean what they release will bring it to an end? I don't know, because the foundation is we feel like there's more out there that you're not sharing. Overarching energy is the Hierophant, but this is what the government is going to give us. As long as we have this leadership, they're expecting this to be the one and only release of information, and we're not happy about it. Lesson to be learned. Two of Swords, we have a choice. So that could be, if for us, it's, do we choose to believe that that's all the information and that this investigation is now over and complete, there's nothing more to share? Or do we say, you know what, we believe there's more and we owe it to the people that are victims of this? And we are, that this death card is really the end of the power of some of the people being exposed, but we need to end the power of all the rest of them. And maybe we need a change of government in order to get the rest of that information. Oh man, we just, lots of ending cards. Outcome of this is Ten of Swords. Hey, you know what? Honestly, if I look at the cards literally, this information is what we're going to get. And, we might not be happy with everything that's been released, but this is it. I mean, I've got a World card, I've got the Death card, and I got the Ten of Swords. I don't think there's any other final cards out there. Those are the final cards. So what we're going to get is what we're going to get. That's what I'm getting from this. I don't know if we're going to be happy about it, but that's what we're going to get. Because once again, I'm going under the assumption of Gary the Analyst that everything is going to be heavily redacted. Hey, maybe there'll be minor redactions and everything comes out. And they're hoping that this will be enough to put this in the rearview mirror. I mean, I don't think there's anyone out there who would be against having this come to an end, but only as long as those that committed these heinous crimes are held to account. That's all we want. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're an independent. If you were assaulting underage kids, you need to be held accountable. Period. Full stop. This isn't an 18-year-old boy with a 16-year-old girl kind of nonsense. These are grown-ass adults that are abusing and assaulting kids. And it doesn't matter if the kid is 12 or the kid was 16, they're kids. And it's our job to protect our kids, not abuse our kids. All right, so is this the only bit of evidence that's going to be released under the Trump administration? Is this it? Queen of Pentacles, we're taking care of the information, we're taking care of people. So we got these two cards already. It's all about balance and detoxification. Some major arcana. The Chariot, the information is finally moving forward, and we're not happy with what has happened. And underneath it is the Lover's card, and it's about taking care of the kids. I think that there may be some explosive stuff that comes out of this. As much as I feel in my heart of hearts that they're probably going to redact it, these cards are saying that there's going to be some real blockbuster stuff out there. We're not going to be happy about what's there, but there's not going to be any more that's going to be released. And that's what I got with that. And I'm going to leave it at that. There's a lot of that. Anyways, I hope you're all doing okay. Like I said, Dave's, I just talked to him. He's in Virginia. He'll probably be back in town late Saturday. So the earliest you're going to see Dave and I doing a video will probably be on Monday, unless I can convince him to do a live stream or something on Sunday, but I doubt that that's going to happen. So it'll be you and me. Yay! Hope you're all doing great. I want to give a couple of shout outs to folks that I took notes in the comments sections. Let's see what we got here. Okay, woo! All right. I already did that one yesterday. Okay, I want to give it out to a shout out to Chili Pepper. Hey, Chili Pepper, how are you? Chili Pepper made a very thoughtful donation to the channel, and I truly appreciate you, Chili Pepper. We got the Five of Swords. It's, win at all costs. Chili Pepper is very interesting. If memory serves, you have several different sources of information that you draw on to come to your conclusions. So I applaud Chili Pepper for not necessarily just trusting corporate media for their facts. I'll be honest, I don't always agree with the conclusions that you come to, but I respect your conclusions that you come to, because it's not just like turning on Fox News and believing everything they say, or MSNBC and believing everything they say. So although we might not agree on everything, I do respect your opinion, and I thank you for being a commenter to the channel, and thank you so much for the donation. I truly appreciate that. Let's see. This is a bit premature. It's a day early, but June Wagner sent me a message saying that her husband Kevin is having a birthday on Saturday, just before the winter solstice. So, Kevin, a happy early birthday to you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm so glad that you're home. June, please take care of that man. Give him an orange soda, will you? And then your card is the Ten of Pentacles, a great card. This is all about your family and your legacy and taking care of those around you. June, I hope you and your family are doing great. Kevin, I hope you have a wonderful and fulfilling birthday. Truly appreciate you guys. And I think that's all I've got. So a card for the rest of us. Six of Swords. We're so ready to move on and get out of this crap that we're in, and just move forward and get our lives moving in the forward direction, and just leave this nastiness behind us. 2025 is a tough year. 2026, based on the reading I had, is going to be a much better year. It's going to be a little bit challenging the first 3 months or so. I think once we get through that first quarter of the year, things are going to really be looking up for us. So hang in there. We're almost done. We are almost done with this. Anyways, I hope you're all having a great day. Take care, folks. Bye.